What's going on, guys? You're tuned into the Monday Coffee Show. I'm James.
And I'm Travis.
And we are talking about Christmas today.
Christmas.
Don't watch unless you're going to send us gifts.
It's Christmas, and by Christmas it is December 19th. Christmas is in a week.
It's Christmas in our hearts.
Yes. And in America, where apparently there's a war on Christmas. There's no war on Christmas. I'm wearing like all of the Christmas. There's no war on Christmas. This is a really cool holiday for so many people. For some people, it is the best month every year for them. I've never been one of those people, partially because when I was growing up, I worked in restaurants, and I was in choruses, and I was in plays that at that time of year we were rehearsing Christmas plays. So typically by mid-November, I am Christmased out. Like, I'm done. And like, I don't actually get excited for I typically don't get excited for Christmas until it's like the 22nd, 23rd. Because I'm so used to being burnt out on it. But this is actually one of the first years where I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of exciting, because I'm so removed from, I don't work in a school anymore, I don't work in restaurants anymore, and so I'm not I'm not already burnt out on it, which is very, very exciting. Which is super cool. Where I was actually very excited to decorate this year. That was one thing. I'm wearing this sweater, which was super fun. Look at this thing.
My sweater is invisible, but it's here.
I've got these. This is the most uncomfortable gingerbread man I've ever seen in my life, by the way. I will make sure to get a close-up for you.
It looks like he's writhing in pain.
He's so upset. I don't know why. How about yourself? Are you excited for it this year? You'd sort of mentioned that it's not like a huge holiday for y'all, but
yeah, not for me. Like, I usually it's more so from like my little brother, little sister, because once you turn a certain age, you stop getting all the gifts. So then it's just like, oh, it's another day. You get some gifts, but it's like, oh, it's no longer all about me. So it's kind of just like, okay, you got to mature and just be like, it's not about me, it's about the kids and everyone else. So I think I've always been more the type of person who does enjoy getting gifts, but also enjoy giving gifts more. So as I've gotten older, it's like I'm more excited to give gifts than get any.
I've always been more excited to give gifts, which is interesting. I'm not great at. I never feel good at like getting gifts for people, whether it's that like I wait too long, or like I never feel like I'm giving this person like the right thing, or maybe I feel like I don't know them well enough to do that, which is like me being very insecure. But I've always liked giving gifts more than getting gifts, which is interesting because I've never really thought about it before now. But like, I also don't like getting compliments. Like, I love complimenting people, but like when I get compliments, I get very deflective and like, no, you're the pretty one. It's fine. So I wonder if those are related. I wonder if those are interlocking things. We don't need to get into Travis's therapy sessions right now. So like, what does Christmas look like for you as an adult now?
Money out of my bank account, for the main point. And I'm kind of a person, I'm not the type of person who will just be like, oh, I'll just get them something and throw something together. No, I'm very extravagant with gifts, because I was spoiled growing up, so I kind of now reciprocate that. So it's like, okay, whatever they want, they get. It's not always the best for my bank account, but it's worth it in the long run. So I kind of just feel like overall, it's more of a thing of making other people happy. It's like one day where I can make sure everybody gets whatever they want, and I can just like sit back and enjoy people enjoying their gifts. Because like, it's no longer about me. Like, I can buy whatever I want myself now, so it's just like, it's about everybody else now.
Oh, that's nice. I have two. My cousin has two small children, and who are adorable. And they're both girls, and they like to play together. They're pretty close in age. They're about 2.5 years apart, which is about what my sister and I are. Still are, not were. Anyway. But we. So right now, Christmas is very centered around them, and like this, big thing of gifts that they get, and they get very excited, of course. And it's really fun. They're very fun to give gifts to, because like adult gifts are like it's really weird. Like one year I got super excited because my mom got me wool socks. I needed wool socks. I used to be a 10-mile all-weather commuter, like each way, and so having nice socks was the best, because then I didn't have to ride my bike with super cold toes. But adult gifts generally aren't like fun, but like it's really fun when I can be like, hey, we got you a really fun Lego set, or like the girls are really into just kind of like stuff that you can build in general. So like Lego sets are great, but also like there's a lot of really cool engineering kits for kids now, and especially like really fun ones for girls, like which is very nice. So those are really fun to like pick out and kind of like look for, because they're fun, and they get so excited. Like adults we get excited about stuff, but like kids are like, oh, it's the best.
I think the one thing I don't like about Christmas is sometimes it's like where you get somebody who already has everything, and then it's like you don't want to just get them something just to get them something. So it's just like, now I have to stress about what to get this person. So this is fun. This is a midlife crisis when I'm only in my 20s. That's pretty much how it feels.
I don't know if I know necessarily people who have like everything now, like, but I also have friends who are artists and who use things, and so they're, I don't know, maybe I just feel like they're easier to shop for because of that.
Because I feel like you can always get them, like if they're a painter, you can always get them like, more blank canvases or more paintbrushes and things like that.
Yeah, because they're expensive, especially if you're buying a whole bunch. But if you're buying one as a gift, it doesn't feel like that. So yes, sorry.
What would you say like the family aspect is for like your typical Thanksgiving?
Aspect?
So like, do you guys like have Christmas dinner or like breakfast or brunch?
I think it looks a lot like our Thanksgiving. We're very into food, which I'd mentioned before, and so we just have a lot of food, which is great, and we do a fair amount of drinking as well. It's very fun. We like the drink. We like the food. But so I think for us like that. I think for us just in general is food is a very bonding thing for us. Like cooking for each other and eating with each other. So I think that just always has been like a central part of that. Mm-hmm. But like we don't like necessarily have like the Christmas ham or anything. I think we just essentially make Thanksgiving dinner again, but a little bit smaller.
Yeah, for us, we usually do like brunch. So there usually, I can't say there usually isn't any alcohol because I always have some somewhere. But for the most part, like I'm the only one that drinks and my aunt, because my parents don't drink, nobody else drinks. But it's usually just brunch, everyone opening their gifts, take a few pictures. It's pretty much all about the kids, which is fine with me. The adults have like conversations and talk and catch up. They'll watch a movie or two. It's kind of just like a overall good time for the most part. So it's just like a typical family gathering, but with gifts.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're not doing when we're not doing food. I think we're typically doing like different board games. My family recently found Cards Against Humanity, which is very interesting with them because they were in the same way that they got to teach me a lot of very dirty words. Now I've gotten to teach them a lot of very very dirty words. I don't know if I'm proud of that or not, but.
You're teaching someone new things is always something to be proud of.
There you go. Yes, I do like educating people. So I'm part of a couple now. So like what has been happening for me is that like I have to kind of split my time where I do Christmas Eve at my girlfriend's mom's place, and then we do Christmas Day with the kids because for her mom, Christmas Eve is a lot more important. She has a lot more of attachment to that particular day as opposed to with the children. Christmas Day is great because presents and food. So like what like, do you find yourself splitting time with different family members, or like, do you guys have like a large? I know you have a very large kind of like family that gets together.
Well, that's only usually for Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
For like Christmas, it's usually probably, say like maybe 7 at the most of us.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of like Christmas Eve is when we usually like put the tree up and do the decorations and things like that. I used to wake up super early on Christmas when I was younger. Now I'm just like 5 more minutes, let me sleep in just a little bit. But my brother and sister are up at like 6 or 7 in the morning trying to wake everybody else up. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, let's just wait until like 9 or 10. But that never works because they're like, nope, 7.
Okay. Here's a good one. Just a generally very important topic. We'd love to hear your feedback as well. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh God. Probably Elf with Will Ferrell. I used to watch that all the time.
Okay. I never, like, I enjoy that one, but not to necessarily the same extent that some other people do. My favorite guilty pleasure Christmas movie is Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I used to watch that all the time too.
I get very excited about that one. It's not a great movie, but it's fun. It's one of those movies that's just like it's bad enough that it's really fun to watch. But I think if I ever when I really want to watch like a very like heartfelt Christmas movie, generally any of the claymation ones, like the old Rankin Bass ones, will just do that for me. Personally, out of like I think nostalgia, or the animated Grinch movie is really fun. Chuck Jones is an amazing animator. He had a great team that worked on that, and so that one really does it for me as well. But I like movies a lot, so I'll watch all of them.
I forgot about Jingle All the Way. I used to watch that all the time. That was, I used to annoy the crap out of my parents how many times I used to watch that. It was pretty annoying, and looking back on it, I was like, because I'd watch it 2 or 3 times back to back, and they'd just be like, oh my God, like why?
Jingle All the Way probably has my favorite line in any movie ever. There's a scene where Arnold Schwarzenegger is on a payphone, right? This is how kind of like weirdly dated this movie is. He's on a payphone calling home, and Phil Hartman picks up the phone. And throughout this conversation, it builds up to Arnold Schwarzenegger screaming like, "Put that cookie down now!" Cinematic masterpiece in that scene alone. I love it.
Because they usually waited for him to get home before they ate the cookies or whatever.
Yes, exactly, and or like whatever it was, and but they were his cookies. Phil Hartman was getting in on those cookies. But yeah, so like I said, we would actually really like your input on that because we know a lot of people have very different opinions. Some people really go all in on Elf. I know my dad is a big fan of A Christmas Story. Some people, the rebels in our lives, really like to say Die Hard. But like, and some people just like, my sister is really into animation, so she always loved anything animated that had to do around that. So yes. But as per usual, we have come to the end of our time for this episode. But we would both like to wish you a Merry Christmas. Also, any other holidays that you might be celebrating, any holidays that you might be avoiding. We wish you well on your own side on the war on Christmas. Have a good week. We'll see you next week.